So the race has just started in SRL, and it is starting on screen. And we get an ice rod in Link's house. That's pretty nice to see.
We just got a key in the sanctuary.
Oh, that was I could not see that map, Jack. That was really quick. But we do have S Diesel doing the Uncle route, and the other players heading towards Kakariko. Alright, so Frostbite heading up, all the players actually heading up and finding some big 20s from the crab. That's always nice to start with.
Going in with 120 rupees to Kakariko is always nice.
And there's a Bombos medallion on the Uncle chest, and we did see one of those green clocks on the Lumberjack ledge, so I don't think they'll go out of their way to defeat Aghanim for that, but if they do have to fight Aghanim, they may go pick it up later on.
Yeah, I think that will be the only reason why they would even go there. I think they will lose more time by going to AGF just for that one.
Yeah. So we get a full heart container in the Lost Woods. And hey, silver arrows.
Early silver arrows are always nice to have.
Yeah, for sure. S Diesel now going up to make his Lumberjack check. While the other players now heading down towards Kakariko. And Frostbite heading straight to the tavern because it doesn't have any bombs. Only finds a heart piece there. But he does have money to buy bombs. And we got a clock from the bottle vendor.
That is always nice to have, adding more time to that timer. We have S Diesel with the only one that go into with bombs, so he doesn't need to buy bombs here in the beginning. Chicken Hut having 3 bombs.
Alright, and Frostbite will be the first runner up into the well. While S Diesel checks out Blind's hut. There's a clock. And we got a glove in the well.
A glove and a lot of bombs in the well, so if you jump down to well before buying bombs, you will get all the bombs you needed for Kakariko.
So not a whole lot in Kakariko so far, just those gloves.
They haven't really opened up much right now, at least.
Yeah. They open up the back of Escape and Zora, logically. They could sequence break up Death Mountain if they want. And Frostbite will be the first one to check out the back of Escape.
I think Frostbite skipped out on library and race game.
Oh, interesting. So maybe we'll see that from the other runners, I guess. Back of escape with a shield and a clock.
We're finding a lot of clocks here in the beginning.
Yeah. So for those of you who have joined late, we are playing timed OHKO, or timed one-hit knockout. So you see on each player's screen below the rupees, bombs, and arrows, there's a timer. And when that timer reaches 0, the player enters one-hit knockout mode, where any damage will kill them. Now, there are clocks in the pool. When you find a clock, it adds 4 minutes to your timer. So you want to find those clocks when you can.
Both library and the race game didn't have much. The library 10 arrows and race game had 3 bombs. So Frostbite didn't really miss out on anything right there.
Looks like Frostbite is going to head into Escape, front of Escape, while the other runners check out South Shore.
Starting to stack up on those money, so maybe Sora do have an item.
Could be. And Frostbite finding half magic. That's pretty nice. He was almost out of magic there with that ice rod.
We find another clock in the sunken treasure.
And we'll get Technolink going for Houlihan. Looks like he wants to farm up, try to hit Zora money. And the other players, S Diesel and Terranigma Hack, heading into Mini Moldorm Cave. We find a blue cane, a flute, a couple of heart pieces, and a mirror. So a lot of value in there. That blue cane, especially in one-hit knockout, you're going to want all the safeties you can get. So when you get that blue cane, yeah, it was. When you get that blue cane, combine it with the half magic. That'll really help you out during OHKO. And Frostbite using freezing the guard. And finds blue mail.
Guard strats, best strats in the game.
By the way, I forgot to mention, but I want to shout out to our trackers today, Prosboy and Raylin Tankier. So thanks to them for helping run this stream smoothly.
That flute and that mirror opens up Tower of Hera as well. Well, you can at least go in there, but you can't finish off.
Yeah. And S Diesel gonna activate his flute.
Frostbite is going to check out Agina's cave.
There's a clock on the desert ledge. That's good to remember. And Technolink unable to complete mini Moldorm cave. He ran out of bombs. So he's going to go ahead and fake Flipper.
Another clock in Agina's cave.
Nice. And bombs on the hobo.
Well, there's the bombs Technolink needed in Mini Moldorm Cave. So Enigma is heading up to Spectacle Rock.
I think that was more bombs on top.
Yeah, it looked like more bombs.
Meanwhile, S Diesel heading over to the eastern area. And oh, we got a cape in Spectacle Rock. A hint, some bombs in plain sight.
I guess that was the hint for Spectacle Rock.
And we got a hammer in Sahashal's closet.
So that opens up Death Mountain even more.
Yeah, that's right. And we're just missing that Moon Pearl for Dark World access.
And as Diesel heads straight up to Death Mountain with that hammer in hand.
Right, Frostbite activating his flute. Turning Mahak decides not to bother with Hera right now.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't have any weapons to finish it off.
Yeah. He could check the first couple chests if he wanted to, but decides to wait for a sword or something. Frostbite now making his way back to south of Kakariko. And S Diesel just finding some arrows from the old man. So I imagine we might see Hera from S Diesel, but we'll definitely see East Death Mountain.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we had a red crystal in Eastern Palace, and Desert Palace was a normal crystal.
Alright. So S Diesel going to pick up his cape, get his useless hint. And Frostbite can head over to the eastern area. Frostbite will grab his hammer. Enigma heading into the front of Escape. Won't really find progression there. We'll get that half magic though, which will be nice.
Thinking about it, Frostbite can do Spike Cape when he heads up because he has half magic as well.
That's true, yeah. Oh, no, he's gonna need the moon pearl first.
Oh yeah. I forgot about the moon pearl. I got a little bit too carried away. Well, that's the Chain of Samaria in Tower of Pharaoh.
That's an interesting find. We'll most likely need that, but it doesn't open anything up right now. And here's our Dark World map check. We got green pendant Meyer, pendant pod, and 5/6 crystal at Skull Woods.
So that Chain of Samaria is definitely needed for at least Turbo Rock.
Heading up to finish the rest of Hera. It is not fire locked. Technolink also exploring Hera, but with no hammer. The bow in it. Oh, that is a great hint. So we know the bow is in the purple chest.
At least the purple chest got something of value this time around.
Yeah. So Technolink heading up Hera. He's not going to be able to finish it, but maybe we'll get the second item. I can't remember if it was on Moldorm or not.
Well, it will at least get the hint about the boat, so it's not waste of time, at least, so that's good.
Ooh, S Diesel taking a hit. Oh, and Technolink taking a death. And I don't think he read that hint.
No, he didn't make it that far. But he's heading back in, so...
He is going to go back, so... Alright. Looks like Terranigma Hack is going to dive Eastern Palace. So we'll see what's in there. And the second item is on Moldorm. It's just a blue rupee. But at least they're not going to have to leave an item in the basement.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling to not have to bother about it. So let's see what the east side of Death Mountain have for us.
Ooh. I did not see what that was in the floating island.
Heart container.
Oh, okay, nothing special. So S-Diesel heading into Spiral Cave while Terranigma Hack makes his way through Eastern.
The first chest in Eastern was just a map.
And we got a bottle of green goo. S-Diesel, being on one heart's going to take out that Cane of Burna.
Yeah, better play it safe there, so you don't take a death before you make it into Paradox Cave.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Paradox Cave has a bottle of red goo, a clock.
Well, that's good. At least the clock is good.
Yeah. Um, Technolink, alright. Base Rock Cave. We got 300 rupees, 10 arrows, 11 arrows, 600 rupees, and the Moon Pearl. Alright, there's Dark World access for S Diesel. And I assume Frostbite will be on his way to pick that up shortly after.
Ooh! Terranigma found the Titansmiths inside Eastern Palace.
Oh, I missed that. Terranigma trying to do the fake water walk into Waterfall Fairy Cave, but that only works with the Moon Pearl. Zora's Ledge, just some bombs.
I don't think anybody will go for that.
Terranigma is 6 rupees short for Zora. He's going to try to farm some up real quick, but we'll see if he can do it. Not having much luck here. Frostbite, meanwhile, picks up his Moon Pearl, and S Diesel also heading into the Dark World.
Frostbite is going to take the Hype Cave way and Diesel in Village of Outcast.
Just a heart piece from the chess game.
See what this so-called Hype Cave got for us today.
Terranigma finally gets a blue rupee. Put him at exactly 500. So we will see what Zora has to offer. As Frostbite heads into Hype Cave, we got the hook shot. A clock. Another clock. A heart container. So, hook shot and 2 clocks. That's not bad.
I would say that's pretty hype for being a seed like this when you need the clocks. So, not bad. Shut did actually point out Eastern Palace with having the mids, it's actually forced to do a double dip today, since we need a bow.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it could take the other runners a while to find those mitts, too, because this is pretty wide open. We got a clock from the Sick Kid and a clock from Cave 45. And Technolink's heading up to check the Dark Cross chest. And Terranigma, with those Titans mitts, can check out the Mire area. S Diesel heading into Thieves Town, while Frostbite did some more overworld checks. And we got Ether required for Misery Mire. And Terranigma trying to open those chests, but can't open chests as a bunny. There's a super bunny glitch you could do to try to open them, but not gonna work. Technolink found the mushroom, and he's turning that in right away. And finds a sword. Very nice.
That is a good find to get. Getting a sword from mushroom.
I
Not
think
often
the
you
mushroom
get
was.
anything.
Yeah, I think the mushroom was in Dark Cross.
It got to be there.
Yeah.
Let's see what checkerboard cave have for us today.
Just $50.
I wonder if Technolink will go into Eastern Palace now when he picks up his hammer, or he will head up to the mountain.
Yeah. Well, he's not saving quitting. Oh, he might be fluting away. We'll see what he does. And he is going to go into Eastern, so this is really good for Techno.
Oh.
No. Oh, he's changing his mind.
Oh, there's a sword in Thieves Town.
Well, that's nice. That'll make blind easier. Yeah, Technolink unfortunately noping out. And honestly, I would do the same thing in his position, so it's just unfortunate that Eastern Palace will be a required double dip. The fire rod requires the hammer, so that could refer to a few places. Often it means somewhere in Swamp Palace, but there are other places it could be as well.
Terranigma is trying to open those chests again.
Frostbite finding the bug net in Skull Woods.
Well, that's nice. More safeties. Going to get our first Desert Palace check from Terranigma. Let's see if we need the boots or not.
So there's a small key on the torch, which means it is logically boots locked. And hey, there's our lamp. So Desert is boots locked, but Terranigma does get the lamp, which is nice.
And that's really nice for Terranigma to find out at least. No more dark rooms.
Frostbite heading up to check out Graveyard Ledge, while Diesel starts his blind fight.
And blind is down.
And we got flippers.
That's a really nice find.
And I just noticed Technolink only has about a minute left in his timer. I think was there a clock in here? I think there was one. But he's definitely getting low. And Terranigma hack. unfortunately, is heading into the back of Desert without the big key. So he's going to get stopped here shortly.
Must have miscounted something inside Desert.
And he just realized his mistake, so he'll mirror out.
And technically got 4 more minutes on his timer.
Yeah. And looks like he was planning to head back to Hera. Changes his mind. So he'll check Sec Kid and probably head into the Dark World.
Got 4 more minutes more to the timer, so at least he got 7 minutes now instead of that 1 minute mark he had.
Yeah. So Terranigma finally heading up to Death Mountain. We'll get that Moon Pearl in Paradox Cave. And we'll be able to check out the rest of Death Mountain too with those Titan Smiths.
And those Titan Smiths are going to be very handy up here. I guess since as these all haven't been in Hype Cave yet, but they can clear out Swamp Palace right now.
Yeah, once they get that hook shot, yeah, it'll be full clearable. And same for Frostbite once he finishes off Blind.
Some of the runners are getting very low on the timer right now. Frostbite is in a pretty good spot right now with 17 minutes.
Yeah. S-Diesel will be fine once he makes his way to Hype Cave because there's 2 clocks in there. So I'll give him 8 more minutes. And also grabs a clock out of Cave 45 as well. Diesel picks up his fire shield off of Stumpy.
Will most likely head to Hype Cave now and get his hook shot, so most likely head to Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that would be a logical play. Frostbite picks up his first sword. And there's a hook shot for S-Diesel.
going to be very interesting to see who goes left side swamp and who scoops out on left side right now.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday's standard mode daily had the boots on left side swamp. That trolled quite a few runners, myself included.
Oh, you gotta love that when there's an important item, well, on the left side of swamp.
Yeah. Unique item in Spectacle Rock. That was the cape, I believe.
It sure was, and I'm pretty sure everybody has the cape right now.
So, S-Diesel making his way into the swamp as Frostbite takes on Blind. And there is Blind down for Frostbite, and he grabs his flippers.
We'll most likely head to Swamp Palace as well.
Yeah. So I'm noticing Technolink back down to under 2 minutes on his timer. I don't think there were any clocks in Thieves Town, so maybe an OHKO for Blind. Although with that Cane of Burna, it should be not so bad.
Yeah, Cane of Burna and half magic shouldn't be that bad, but it all depends on how much he wants to use the Burna right now.
Looks like Frostbite now making his way into Swamp as well.
As Diesel looks like he will head over to left side as well.
That fighter sword just not quite long enough to reach that switch.
Technolink is the first runner to reach Master Sword right now.
Yeah, and it looks like he'll also be the first runner to hit OHKO mode.
And he's also down to half a heart right now.
And there he is, he's in OHKO. Nice magic refill there.
Yeah, that magic refill came very handy here.
I believe he does have a green potion, but still, you want all the magic you can get at this point. Alright, S-Diesel going straight to left side swamp. We'll see if we got anything in here. Oh, there's a big key. And some bombs.
Except that big key left side of the swamp is pretty much dead.
Yeah, well, we'll see what's in the big chest. Could be that fire rod.
It could be, and I guess I would want some clock right now if I were one of the runners.
There it is, the fire rod.
It's like you almost knew that.
Okay, so looks like Frostbite skipping out on left side for now. Hopefully for him, he does go back later.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge time save. Like, it will cost me a lot of time if he just leaves Swamp Palace.
Terranigma Hack finally grabbing their first sword.
There was a red meringue and a clock in the back chest of Swamp Palace, so that's always nice to get that out of the way.
Technolink takes care of blind with that Cane of Burna half magic. It's not
Ooh,
too
there's Quake.
difficult.
So both Fire Rod and Quake Medallion inside Swamp Palace.
Yeah. So we don't know if Quake is required yet. We did see that Meyer will take the Ether Medallion, which is the only one we haven't found. We don't know what Turtle Rock is yet. Sync to Argus fights. S-Diesel using menu strats while Frostbite's going to use the fighter's sword.
The menu fighting with the Argus is Menu Simulator 2019.
Technolink finding a clock there, finally gets him out of OHKO mode.
Ooh, nice kill by Frostbite with that Ice Rod.
Ice Rod strats on Argus, nice. Terranigma is now in OHKO mode. These are going to use a hammer. I sometimes do find the hammer can be easier than the fire rod, but it is slower. And Frostbite is heading back into the left side, so that's very good for him.
Yeah, this is important for Frostbite. And I guess since you don't have any, like, you don't have the fire rod or the mitts, you can't do much right now. Technolink is going to get his clocks and hookshot.
And Terranigma takes down blind, so all our runners now have at least one crystal. It looks like S-Diesel is going to be heading straight for Skull Woods.
Yeah, that makes sense, since that's the only place with potential progression right now. Since we do know where the myths are, we won't see S-Diesel go to Eastern Palace for a while, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be running out of places to look fairly soon, since those Titan myths do lock out quite a bit of the world. Definitely making their way into the swamp. USDs are getting locked out, having to go through the pinball room.
Enigma leaves the OHKO mode, picking up that clock from Sick Kid. And Terra is going to make use of those Titan Smiths, picking up that purple chest.
Oh yeah. So he'll get his bow. Got a full heart from the hammer pegs. And Frostbite heading over to the island. I don't know if this was checked or not.
I think there was just bombs.
Yeah.
I think Technolink checked it earlier when he ran out of bombs inside Mini Moldorn Cave. Frostbite is heading to Pyramid Ledge and Catfish as I assume.
Making use of this little ladder here that lets you easily check Hobo. And Blacksmith's just having a piece of heart.
And Technolink goes straight to left side of Swamp Palace.
It's Diesel in the Mothula. And Terry Enigma grabs that bow and heads straight for Eastern.
Nice fight from SD Soul against Mothula.
Yeah, gets a piece of heart though, but it is a crystal, and that is 3 crystals for S. Diesel.
Skullwood was one of those 5-6 crystals, right?
Yeah, and the other is Eastern. Frostbite heading up to check Catfish. I'm guessing he'll mirror and check Zora as well.
SD Soul's heading into Hyrule Castle.
I would get his half magic there.
And Frostbite got red mail from Catfish.
Well, that's nice, I guess. Won't help much during OHKO mode, but other than that, it will. There's another clock for Frostbite. Ooh, Terranigma getting put into OHKO mode takes a death in Eastern.
Yeah, that's rough when that happens. Needs to be very careful now since it's OHKO mode.
Yeah, chat talking about no mode. We're actually pretty close to it. We need the boots because desert is boots locked, and we do. Well, no, we don't need the ether medallion unless that's required for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's correct. The only thing we do know where there's one more sword upgrade. So, yeah. We're not far away from that go mode. Link is taking care of Argus right now. And looks like Frostbite is going to head into Skullwoods.
Ooh, Terra Enigma taking another death in Eastern. This is
Yeah,
where
this is
OHKO
not...
starts to get really rough.
OHKO is not fun treating Terranigma really nice right now. As Diesel is going to pick up his mushroom, because it was the mushroom in the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the mushroom, which will lead to the Master Sword for S Diesel.
Link gets his second crystal of the race. As Diesel is running very low on time right now.
Yeah, good thing he can get these dark rooms out of the way first. Because dark rooms in OHKO mode, that's pretty scary.
Looks like he's a little bit lost right now.
He's got the fire rod, and we do see the mushroom there. Terra Enigma making use of that cape. Early cape and Burna in OHKO mode, along with half magic, is definitely going to make this on the easier end of OHKO seeds.
A good thing we found cape and the burn out that fast. Frostbite is going to take care of his moth fight right now. We're going to use the hammer shreds.
Yeah. Takes just 4 hammer hits to bring down Moth, but you can't bump him into the spikes because that cancels out the damage, so that makes it a little tougher. Surprised he's switching the fire rod now. Takes him down.
Yeah, that hitbox with the hammer is not the most friendliest one.
S Diesel now doing some flipper checks.
Terranigma almost at Armor's Knights.
Yep. Got silver arrows, so should be a pretty quick fight.
Ooh, Technolink gets grabbed right before Mothula.
And there's almost down for Terra Enigma Hack, who has now got 2 crystals.
as Diesel makes his way out of OHKO mode right now, we're getting that clock from Waterfall Ferry.
Very nice. This seed has been kind of stingy with the clocks. Normally you don't get into OHKO mode till a bit later.
We did get a lot of clocks in the beginning, but it started to fade out now.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to get a spike cave check from Frostbite now?
Yeah, these runners heading everywhere except for where they need to go, which is Eastern. So, yeah, if you're wondering, so the Titan's mitts are in Eastern Palace. Terranigma is the only one who's got them. We had a hint that the bow is in the purple chest, which requires the Titan's mitts. So, a lot of these players are just putting off Eastern, hoping to find the Titan's mitts to get that bow first. But unfortunately, Eastern is going to be a required double dip. There's a Master Sword for S. Diesel.
And now Terranigma can finally check his Mire Shed. Art container and a clock.
Alright. So Frostbite and S. Diesel running out of options. They're headed into pod now, which makes sense. There's more items in pod than in Eastern, but you never know. They might find something good in pod as well.
Could probably make them go into Eastern Palace when they don't find anything. Well, if they don't find anything inside of pod.
Yeah, I would imagine that's what to do. Because I don't think they have much left to look through.
Ouch. Terra goes right back to Land Molas. Doesn't have the big key yet. Still need those boots since it's boots locked.
Yeah, Terranigma.
Well,
Just have a
talking
little
about the
bit of a-
boots, first chest in Palace of Darkness, there is the boots.
Very nice. And Frostbite is going to nope right out. It is bow locked, and so he knows
Yeah,
he's not going to find the Titan's mitts in there.
Yeah. Frostbite's used the mirror and it's gone from Eastern Palace, and SDCL is doing the same thing.
Both players noping out of Eastern, so they're going to go check boot stuff. Ooh, Frostbite getting put in OHKO mode takes a death right away. And S. Diesel only 30 seconds from OHKO as well.
And technically gets in OHKO mode right now, so that it's very critical for the runners right now.
And there's a Tempered Sword in Bonk Rocks.
Well, that is nice to find.
Terranigma finally checking out Hype Cave. We'll get that hook shot and a couple of clocks.
Terranigma is going to head into Swamp Palace now. Going to get his fire rod.
Yeah. And hopefully doesn't skip left side swamp.
Yeah, that could be a issue if they skip out on the left side.
And there's a Master Sword for Frostbite.
Ooh, SD Soul needs to take it easy now because in OHKO mode.
So both players gonna check King's Tomb.
Only 10 hours in the King's Tomb. So main question is, where will these runners go now?
Yeah, there's not much left. Estes looks kind of unsure where to go.
Frostbite is head.
Okay,
Looks
Frostbite
like
heading to Eastern, yeah.
this is the play to do right now. SDCL is going to check his pyramid and pledge. I think SDCL checked catfish already.
I'm not sure. Someone, I think Frostbite checked Catfish, because that had the red mail.
Oh, that's correct, yeah. Frostbite leaves that OHKO mode for 4 minutes now. And SDCL is actually heading into Eastern Palace now.
Alright, so both players will get their mitts and will be on track.
And the both runners do know where those where the bow is.
And Frostbite gonna nope immediately out of Eastern, which makes sense because he knows exactly where the bow is.
So the only thing right now is what medallion Turtle Rock is needed right now.
Yeah. So Frostbite gonna head straight for that bow. I wonder if he'll go up and check Turtle Rock first before doing Eastern and Pod, because if Turtle Rock is not Ether, that'll be go mode.
Yeah, and that will mean that he doesn't need to go into pod anymore. CSD is still getting his mitts now. Still going to go through rest of Eastern Palace.
Piece of Heart and Map is firelocked in Mire.
So even if we need to go into Mystery Mire this seed, we will not see that side of Mire.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be heading into Mire. Mire was Ether, so Ether can't be in there anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. We don't need any more items to... Yeah, we're in go mode, whatever medallion we have in Turtle Rock.
Yep. That also means, for those of you who care about such things, the pedestal is dead.
Technolink is heading down to the basement of Tower of Hera, so I think Technolink have miscounted the items in... Oh, we never did.
No, he never finished Moldorm, so he didn't get the second item. So there's the fire rod for Terranigma. He's not going to be able to go to the back of Swamp without that key. And I think he's flooded the key, so he's going to have to leave Swamp and come back. That's really unfortunate.
His diesel is not picking up the bow.
I guess trying to make some other checks first. I'm not sure why he wouldn't just go straight to Turtle Rock and check that medallion.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what a medallion that is, because Frostbite is going to head into Ice Palace now.
Yeah, this is... I don't understand this, actually. Did we see Ether somewhere and I missed it?
We haven't been able to check Turtle Rock's medallion.
You know what I think might be happening? Maybe Frostbite wants to get Ice Pals out of the way while he's not in OHKO mode. That might be what he's doing.
That makes sense, because you don't want to do Ice Palace in OHKO mode.
That's the only explanation I can think of for why you wouldn't go straight to Turtle Rock and check that medallion. Hey, there's some magic powder. So we'll see what Frost, if he full clears ice just in case, or if he maybe just checks a couple of the more convenient chests. Oh, Relkin makes a really good point. You can't do the bomb jump in Ice Palace if you're in OHKO mode. So that might be what he's doing. He wants to make sure he can get that bomb jump in.
And that makes even more sense, because doing that bomb jump in here is... you save a lot of time by doing it. Looks like Technolink is going to... Is he going to do Pod, or is he going to do Eastern?
I'm guessing he'll go into Pod first. He'll get the boots, and then hopefully, like the other runners, will nope right out.
As Diesel got his bow. Heading... Ooh, he's going up. He's going up to Death Mountain now.
Alright, so we will find out what that medallion is.
Technolink is getting his boots now.
And takes, I assume that was an intentional death.
Yeah, that looks like intentional.
I guess probably quicker than menuing to your mirror. Oh no, Techno. Techno's all, of course, the other runners did this too. Tango's
Yeah,
saving, but gonna go check the boots locked locations.
and Frostbite leads to Cold Stare and made it look very easy.
Techno really could have made up some time here if he went into Eastern, but sensible decision.
As Diesel taking care of Super Bunny Cave.
Did he check the Turtle Rock medallion? I didn't see.
I think he's going to head up there right now.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Moment of truth.
It's Bombos. We are in go mode at 111.15.
Not bad. And Cold Stare is down. Frostbite is not going to go back in there. Probably happy with that decision to not have to do Ice Palace in OHKO mode.
Techno taking a death in the overworld, so that's unfortunate.
As Diesel is one sword and the boots away from go mode, and Technolink just needs to pick up his bow and mitts.
S-Diesel gonna head straight into Turtle Rock.
You do have like 3 minutes and 40 seconds before OHKO mode, so try to maybe get lucky and find an extra Kalakini.
Yeah, that would be nice, because I don't think that's enough time really to make it to Trinex.
Thankfully, like you said, they do have, if they do need to make like laser bridge, they do have half magic and all the safeties.
Yeah.
Looks like Frostbite might be just gambling right now that we have the medallion for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think that's his play. He wants to go straight to Turtle Rock and then go straight to GT after that, which will work out for him.
Probably wants to finish out as many dungeons as possible before OHKO mode as well.
Yeah. Frostbite saves the one cycle on Namo. That's nice, and there's our Ether medallion.
That's a fun place to put the Ether medallion.
Yeah.
I don't think we will see that being used at all, at least not on Meyer, so...
Alright, Frostbite now headed in to take care of Ether Palace, East Palace. Ooh, takes a death.
Oh yeah, Frostbite is in OHKO mode.
I don't know why he went into the Dark World there.
As DCL got like 40 seconds now before he's also in OHKO mode, so he can do this dark room without being in OHKO mode.
Yeah, that'll be good at least, because this room is a pain and you can't take any damage.
But those firebars are not fun to play with.
Ooh, Frostbite getting hit by a guard.
So we'll have all the runners in OHKO mode, except their Enigma.
And SDs are going to take the safety door. Perfectly understandable. And we got a butter sword.
Well, that comes in handy with Trinex coming up.
Now, what he really would like is a clock, though. Just a compass.
Yeah, we're not getting those clocks anymore.
Technolink now finally making his way into Eastern to get those Titans mitts.
Think there will be some frustration slashes.
There might be.
As Diesel needs to take it very easy here.
Yeah,
in OHKO mode. Just playing a little bit with fire standing so close to the spikes up there.
Yeah.
Trying to
Nicely
stand.
done.
Enigma is still on that fire sword.
Yeah, still hasn't found the boots either. Needs to make their way into pod to get that. And this is really unfortunate for them because now they can full clear every other dungeon except for Desert Palace. So they may full clear Ice Palace, Turtle Rock, Skull Woods. They may even head into Mire before going to pod.
Oh, they can't go into Mire.
Oh, right. Never mind. And Frostbite gonna grab some fairies. That bug net, definitely a lot more useful in OHKO mode than otherwise.
That's one room you don't really see often in the randomizers.
Okay, S Diesel in Ice Palace on OHKO mode. Let's see how they handle this.
And this is one dungeon you don't want to do in OHKO mode.
Yeah.
Can't do the bump jump either.
That's true, yeah. Terra Enigma hack does have half magic and a fire rod, so that should make Cold Stare not too difficult. And gets it done nicely. Now this room for S Diesel, this is going to be tricky.
I hope S Diesel remembers that he can't. No.
Yeah, he does remember. So with the Cane of Samaria, it's not too bad. It'll take a little bit longer, but
Frostbite is going to be very happy now when he heads to Turtle Rock and realizes that he has all the medallions required.
Yeah, well, he got that ether out of desert, so he doesn't even have to worry about it at all.
Technically getting his bow. Enigma is heading to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, makes sense because he's still looking for those boots, and Turtle Rock is a good place to look for them. But Turtle Rock on OHKO mode is definitely not fun.
One done you don't want to do in OHKO mode, that's for sure. Frostbite is going to do his Turtle Rock most likely in OHKO mode.
Yeah. He's heading into Hookshot Cave. Oh, does find the clock. That's handy. And the mirror shield. That's actually also kind of handy. And the shovel. And another clock. Perfect.
That's 7 minutes without thinking about being in OHKO mode inside Turtle Rock. Let's see if Enigma heads into. Looks like he's going to do the same play.
So that will make Turtle Rock quite a bit easier. So Enigma Hack's still on that fighter sword. Probably going to have to use hammer strats on Trine X.
Yeah, that's going to be very close, but I do believe he's going to be able to pull it up before he ends up in OHKO mode. Doing hammer strats on Trine X in OHKO mode wouldn't be nice.
S Diesel, I think he's opening some extra chests because he's just hoping for a clock for Cold Stare.
Yeah, it makes sense to try and find something to make it a little bit easier in that way. Should be able to pull off Cold Stare without any major issues either way for SD.
Yeah, with that butter sword, I think he should be able to do it. Ooh. This is the quick kill, and
Ooh. Yeah. That is not fun.
Yeah, I wonder if he might bring out the cape next time.
The worst part is that he needs to redo the whole dungeon now.
Yeah. Technolink is going to use that cape, which I think is a good strategy. And he gets it done with no problem. Ooh, frostbite. Okay, he's not in OHKO mode, so no big deal, but definitely didn't want to take that damage.
So what the Frostbite will most likely want to see, as well as the big key in GT, will probably be 1 or 2 clocks.
Yeah, if they get... This is kind of one situation where you're almost hoping for a late big key, and that way you can... Probably there'll be at least a few clocks in there. And Frostbite actually going to check Laser Bridge, even though he doesn't need to. I guess just hoping for clocks. Or maybe a sword upgrade.
And he will get one. So I will make his fight with Trinix a little bit easier than using a Master Sword.
Yeah, Frostbite using that blue cane, even though he had the mirror shield. It's probably a little faster to use the blue cane, just because you don't have to move sideways to get out.
I think he wants to play extra safe as well.
Yeah.
So we have a book in the book is inside the Mimic Cave.
Well, that's actually kind of unfortunate because that'll just give Terranigma more checks that he doesn't need to do.
Yeah. And we see SD using the blue cane strats on Cold Stare.
Yeah. Gets it done.
And Trinix is down for Frostbite.
All right, so that's 7 crystals for Frostbite. So you know what that means. We are going to start up our guessing game. There are 22 chests in the basement of GT. One of them has the big key. Throw your guess in chat, 1 through 22. We don't use the bot during dailies, so no leaderboard, but we can still play for fun. Nielsen, what's your guess?
I'm going to go with 13 today. Where do you think it is?
I wonder. This was kind of one situation where an early big key would be kind of mean, because then you can't really search for clocks. So I'm going to go with number 1.
Well, that is brutal.
Alright, I'm wrong. Number 1 is bombs. Number 2, 300 rupees, so we're going to head over to the left side. Technolink finishing Desert Palace. S-Diesel just working on it, finally getting his lamp. The number 3, the torch, was a small key.
And Terranigma used that as safety door in Turtle Rock. You just went into OHKO mode. And then finally gets his Master Sword.
4, 5, 6, and 7. No big key yet.
No big key, but 4 small keys.
And a vanilla map in the map chest. That was number 8.
Still no clocks in GT.
Ooh. Doesn't get the bonk off and gets taken out by the fire snake, but he's got a fairy. Lots of money in GT.
Lots of money, but no big key and no clocks as well.
Alright, random room. This will be numbers 10 through 13. More? Jeez, look at all this money we're getting.
Did they put all the money inside GT today?
Lieutenant taking a death on Trinex. Frostbite, oh no! And the beetle gives him a fairy that he can't collect. He does have another fairy though.
I think it's the safety fairies he picked up in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, there's another fairy room here just after Ice Armor, so he'll be able to restock there. Meanwhile, S-Diesel coming up on Armos Night, so he'll be on 7 crystals pretty soon as well.
And unfortunately, Terranigma takes another death on Trinex. Trinex is not playing nice.
It's not behind Ice Armos, so we're going right side. So that was 14, 15, 16, 17. So next chest will be 18.
Maybe there's a big key in the title room.
Yeah, could be. The tire room definitely not fun to do in OHKO. With the cape it's not so bad, but without the cape it's definitely not a fun room.
armor signs are down for Esdizio and for Technolink.
So Technolink just having Turtle Rock left, while S Diesel now can make his way to GT. Oh, Frostbite.
Ouch!
And Terranigma also taking a death.
Frostbite really stacking up on those fairies makes a difference right now.
Yeah.
And Esdizio takes a death.
Alright, number 18. A clock.
Wow.
That's nice. 19, another clock. 20, money. And 21 is our big key. Alright, let's see. Did anyone guess 21? Yes, Elwin guessed number 21. Congrats, you win a shout out from us.
He wins OHKO seed.
Yeah. Yeah, a lifetime supply of OHKO seeds. Alright, so Frostbite starting his climb.
Gotta be nice now for Frostbite having so much like a couple of minutes now without OHKO mode. Going to pick up his safety fairs in here.
Ooh, accidentally picks up the last, or maybe that was on purpose. He does still have 6 minutes of OHKO left, or of time left, rather. S Diesel makes a nice stop into Hookshot Cave to grab some clocks. So if he does DM strats, actually, he can catch up quite a bit here, and with those 2 clocks right by the big key, that should give him more than enough to complete the rest of the seed without OHKO.
It's going to be interesting to see which way it's going to go now. We do know that there's a lot of small keys on the left side of GT.
So I see we do have 2 finishers. First place was Salty Fry with a time of 1 hour 30 minutes and 1 second. And he is in chat right now, so congrats, Salty Fry.
GG's.
Our second place finisher was Bonta with a time of 1:31 and 8 seconds. And those are the only finishers so far.
And GG's to Bonta as well. It's good times for being OHKO mode.
Technolink taking a death. He has to go all the way back to the start. And it looks like S Diesel is doing DM, or is he doing? He's doing full left.
I mean, I guess that makes sense since you want more clocks, I guess.
Yeah.
Technolink takes another death in Turtle Rock.
Terranigma Hack still, unfortunately, having trouble with Trinex.
Yeah, he's having a rough time, unfortunately. Technolink takes another death of Turtle Rock in OHKO mode. It's not fun at all.
No. Ooh, Terranigma had one of the heads down, but unfortunately gets bitten by the central head. Ooh, Frostbite taking a bump from Moldarm.
Unless that last validation chest has a clock, he almost like to be in OHKO mode going into Ganon. Yeah, he will be. Because this Trolldorm is not playing nice today.
Yeah. No clock in the last chest, so Frostbite will probably get to Ganon before OHKO, but depending on how long Aga 2 takes, he might hit OHKO during Ganon. We do finally have a third place finisher. More than 10 minutes after second place, Voosh comes in with a 1:42.01.
GG's to Voosh. Nice double for Frostbite. Another double. And Aga is down.
Alright, Frostbite on to Ganon.
Got 1 minute and 21 seconds before OHKO mode on Ganon.
That should be more than enough to make it at least to phase 4. And he should have a fairy or two left.
Yeah, I think he has one that he picked up in GT.
Okay, there's the big key for S-Diesel, along with a couple of clocks. So 10 minutes should be enough for him to finish the seed. There is OHKO mode for Frostbite, but he's just about done with Ganon. And there is the final silver arrow, so get your GGs in chat for Frostbite. Assuming he can cross this bridge successfully, he'll be the first of our restream runners to finish. And there we have it. Frostbite has finished in 4th place overall with a time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 53 seconds. So we will see if Frostbite wants to join us for an interview.
GG's to Frostbite. SDCL is making his way up the up to Lalmolas now. Nice Lalmolas fight.
Ooh.
And double death with Technolink and Terra Enigma.
Alright, Frostbite should be... Says he'll be in here in a minute or two. So we'll get his thoughts. S-Diesel, meanwhile, up to the torch room. Turn Enigma taking another death.
Yeah, he's having no fun at all.
But, props to him for sticking to it.
Technolink almost running low on magic there on the platform.
Yeah, this is an extremely challenging mode, so I don't know if he's played Timed OHKO before or not, but
props out to Terra Enigma still sticking through.
Technolink gets that safety door in, so just has to go fight Trinex now. He's got the Tempered Sword, so this will be Butter Sword now, yeah. So this should be quite a bit of an easier fight for him than Terra Enigma is having.
Yeah, Terra Enigma unfortunately still on Master Sword.
S-Diesel on Agda 2 now.
S-Diesel should have plenty of time to finish off Ganon without running into OHKO mode. Technolink is going to head straight to Trinex. I forgot his name for a short second.
Alright, here is Ganon for S-Diesel. He's got 5 minutes of time left. He should have no trouble with this.
Yeah, and also with that, Butter Sword is going to go pretty fast. Diesel in the last phase of Ganon. While Technolink is done with the Trinex. Double from S-Diesel. S-Diesel is taking down Ganon. Get your GGs in chat for S-Diesel.
Yep. And S-Diesel's finished in 6th place with an official time of 1 hour 50 minutes and 35 seconds. GG's. Our 5th place finisher was Plasma Kappa with a 1 hour 49 minutes 49 seconds.
Let's hope the Terra Enigma has a little more helpful try next. Commentator's Curse. Technolink is going left side as well. I'm going to pick up all his keys he needs for his GT. See if he heads over to the right side. Let's see if Technolink. Ouch. OHKO mode GT for Technolink.
Alright. So Technolink begins his hunt for the big key. Terra Enigma still working on Trinax.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we do have a 7th place finisher, Matt the Ogre, coming in at a time of 1 hour 51 minutes and 37 seconds. Alright, so we're going to try and get Frostbite and S Diesel in for an interview. Looks like Frostbite is about to join us. And we're joined by Frostbite, who is a first place finisher on the restream. GG's, man.
Thanks,
GG's.
GG. Thanks, Nilson Alex. It was fun. As I said in my comment, man, the first 2 times I died, I didn't even realize I was in one-hit KO mode. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I never really look at the top of the screen. Like, I know how many bombs I always have. I know how many arrows I tend to have. I know what my money situation is. And it's kind of just blurry in the top of my old eyes. I can't see it well. And then I ran into one of the stupid blue guards trying to go into the portal, and I was like, what just happened? But no, it was super fun seed. It was really interesting because I was in go mode before I felt I was in go mode because I didn't have the lamp yet, and I didn't have Tempered Sword yet. And I basically decided, it was interesting, I was going to go to Desert, and then I found 8 minutes in, like, I guess it was in, Myershed, is that what that place is called? So I decided to nope the heck out of there and go get ice done while I still had some time left. And
yeah, that's what I thought you were doing, because you were like, wait, all he needs to do is check the Turtle Rock medallion, and he's in go mode, but why is he going to ice now? And then I'm like, oh, he probably just wants to do it before he's in OHKO.
That's exactly right. I was assuming I had the Turtle Rock medallion. It was funny. Kept feeding me everything. Didn't have the lamp. I was prepared to skip it. Oh, here you go. Didn't have ether. I was prepared to skip that. Oh, here you go. I was super happy when I ran into the powder in the only in one of the 2 chests I was going to check in Ice Palace, because like the powder is secretly the most important thing in OHKO. The powder and the bug net combination is the thing that makes it from being impossible to being good. But like, my play was horrific today. The 3 quote-unquote deaths I took in GT were all hilariously terrible. I died to the fire bar. I fell off the ground hitting one of those bumper things, and then I bumped into the Gibdo. Like, none of them were deaths that I should have taken, but I was being super cautious. But no, of course, I cleared that whole left side. There's like the grand square root of absolute nothing over there. And then the compass room is just absolutely loaded. And then, yeah, I played really cautious on the way up because I'd seen who'd finished, and I was like, okay, these people did something a little smarter. and I figured I'd go get some fairies because I figured I could finish the game without running out of time, but I wasn't really sure because I wasn't playing well, so I wanted to just be safe. But no, it was fun. I think I obviously should have went into Eastern Palace one of the first 4 times I went to that area. It would have saved me a lot of time, but other than that, I was super happy with this run.
Yeah. S Diesel has said he's declined an interview. Can't do it today, but GG's to him anyway.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah. So only one of our runners actually dipped Eastern early. Terranigma Hack did that. Unfortunately, that opened up a lot of stuff for him, and he still hasn't been to Pod. But Terranigma has finally defeated Trinex. He's been working on Trinex for quite a while now.
Yeah, if you're stuck in OHKO there, that can be pretty brutal, especially if you haven't been to ice, you don't have the powder yet, the bug net. Like, I mean, you can always refill in that room there, but it can be fine. I felt my boss fights actually went pretty good. Honestly, it was just not going to Eastern was so brutal, but I mean, in the end, it would have opened more things for me in a different order, but because I kind of knew where the bow was, like, it was a catch-22 because I didn't want to go to Eastern until I got the mitts, right? So when it comes to that, it's like I should just go because I know the mitts are going to be in Eastern. That's how this game always works, right? So
the unfortunate thing for Terranigma is finding those mitts has kept him out of Pod, and he's still looking for those boots
for desert, right?
Yeah. So unfortunately, and he's found the book as well, which is going to bring him to the tablets. I don't remember, where was the book?
Book was in Mimic Cave.
Oh, right, Mimic Cave, yeah. So you guys all go-moded Turtle Rock, so you would have skipped that.
I decided to check Laser Bridge even though I was in go mode, and it turned out very handsomely, so... And that's like I made checks in this that I would never, ever, ever normally make in a race. Like, I would never check Laser Bridge in that situation normally. I'd just go with Master Sword and hope for the best. But I really didn't want to do an OHKO Master Sword fight at all.
You curious to know where the last sword was?
I'm gonna guess that it was somewhere like Checkerboard Cave.
No, it was on the Mushroom. And the Mushroom.
Well, where was that?
That was in Dark Cross.
Okay, yeah. Dark Cross, it's funny how often Dark Cross has something in it, but I was never going in there with the, like, I think I had Hammer. I mean, I noped out of doing the Old Man even in the dark because I only had Hammer. I thought I had something, because I had like 15 items when I went up there, and I figured I'd have something to help me locate in the dark. You know, a boomerang or the hook shot or a sword, obviously, but with just the Hammer, it's a lot more difficult, and I decided I got this time ticking down. I could probably do it on my second attempt because I think I fell in the hole right at the bottom of the screen as opposed to the one right that you walk out to the other way. But it's such a different mode when you're trying to get things done. But the other thing I sort of decided not to do with save scum any time. It can be a huge advantage if you do that, but I basically decided I was just going to play this one straight up and not do that, and because I think it makes it more challenging, but definitely could have helped me in a couple spots if I could have just had, say 4 or 5 minutes back on the clock again, because I went through the whole GT in OHKO. I went through most of the end of the game very close to it, but no, it's fun. I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb and it's easy for me and I forget things, but like every time I was in OHKO, I didn't know. Like, it would be really nice if the game just beeped at you once to let you know, okay, you're gonna die next time you hit something, because like I just don't look at the timer really, and it cost me twice. And I guess for me, the final boss was the transition, or the pathway between the portal and Eastern Palace door. So I think I died there twice.
Yeah, I noticed you went. You started going into Pod by accident.
Yeah, my brain, I'm telling you, it doesn't work. I thought Pod was a crystal. Like, I don't know what. Like, I didn't have it mismarked. I didn't think that earlier. Like, I was thinking about, because I had the bow on the mind, I was thinking about the Pyramid Fairy pretty early, and then for whatever reason, when I went up there, I was like, okay, just gotta clear out Pod and I'll be done here. And then I went into the Dark World, and I just sort of got oh, and then by the time I sort of lost my concentration, I just ran into the enemy, which, all in all, probably didn't cost me so much
No.
time. The second death cost me some time, but
I think using those fairies really helped you a lot because I think most of our other runners didn't really do that.
that probably shows that this is probably the first time they've run one of these.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever played OHKO was a Triforce 2030, just straight one-hit KO. And I didn't use fairies, and I was playing against P-Train and Files, and they're like, "Why didn't you use fairies, you idiot? You had the powder in the net so early," and it just never entered my mind. And then from that point on, it was always just in my mind.
Yeah.
OHKO, the two most important items are the bug net and the powder.
Yeah.
And we had like the bug net was fairly early, and I had 4 bottles at least fairly early, so. I wasn't too worried about that. Now, I was hoping the waterfall fairy was going to be spitting out fairies because that can make it a little easier until you find the powder. But in the light world dungeons, you have like at least in Eastern, you have the spot where you can drop down into and grab fairies. So I grabbed a few there. But like I know I'm not good enough. I'm not going to clean run Gandalf's Tower. I'd like to have 4 fairies on backup, but. I guess 3 in the green potion's pretty good, just in case you want to, cape your way through something or burn your way through something. But
well, what even helped more was that early half magic, along with both the cape and the cane of Burna.
Oh yeah.
Those things definitely made this. I would say probably on the easier end in terms of OHKO seeds.
For sure. I mean, I don't know how much time there is. I felt there wasn't a lot of time in this seed. Like, I was in OHKO for a lot more than I have been in previous times I've done this.
Yeah. The early game just did not have all that many clocks.
Yeah.
Well, we were noticing that for sure.
But no, the safeties were there, and yeah, it was just it was interesting. I just can't believe this stupid mitt was in Eastern Palace. Like, I thought for sure it was in Spike Cave. I'm thinking, oh, we had, there was nothing on Bumper Ledge. There's been nothing else behind these invincibility items. Spike Cave has to be the answer, and I purposely let it go because it's a bad spot to look at. But when it wasn't there, and then when I found the boots in pod, and then it wasn't behind the boots, I was thinking, are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to go back and do a walk of shame up into Eastern Palace now to get this stupid pit. So
I think everyone on stream did that when they got the boots in pod. They just noped out and did not go back into Eastern.
I thought about it because, like, realistically, it's statistically more likely to be in Eastern. I mean, it's like 2 point whatever checks. You minimum 2, likely to get 3. I mean, if you're going to go through the dark. Yeah. But it just it like logically it makes no sense, right? Like, so because both the gloves essentially were in, I mean, that glove was in Spheres 1, right? Like, makes no sense.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so Technolink working on Aga 2 now. Terranigma hack working through Skull Woods. So Terranigma just has Skull Woods and Desert Palace to do. Unfortunately, still has to get back to pod to find those boots. So I don't know how long it's going to be before he does that. But
yeah, unfortunately, Terranigma is in KO mode, so it's going to take care of Mothula.
Looks like he wants to do a ped check. Well, it's not going to be the boots, but we'll see what it is. Tick-tock. It is a clock on the pedestal.
So 1 clock on pedestal and 1 on lumberjack ledge.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, do you guys know how many of those there are in the seed to begin with?
There's 25 in the pool.
And so that what gives you 100 minutes? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess if you
yeah, maybe I'm curious how many I found. I feel like if there's 20, I feel like I found like 6 or 7 of them, maybe. It doesn't feel like I found 10 of them.
Yeah, this dude was definitely stingy with the clocks, but at the very least, it gave you lots of safeties.
Yeah, exactly. It was a fun seed. It was fun. It's always fun, right? I mean, Eastern Palace, I can't believe that. I was so, like, incensed is the wrong word because it's so predictable, but, like, all the stuff I found that's led me on all these wild goose chases, it's nothing. It's just been in Sphere 1 Eastern Palace the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough though. Like, I think it's almost worse that you got a hint for the bow because that just gave you even more reason to stay out of Eastern.
It's just the worst, exactly, because if that had been any other item, I would have found the myths, I would have got the bow, I would have went to Eastern, right? It's like my race against GFE that I like to complain about all the time, where I pulled the hammer out of TR, and then the Cane of Samaria was in the other half of TR in the inverted week, and it's like if that had been any other item, I would have found Kane, and then I would have went back there right away and found that item. But because it was the one item that was gating me from going there, it basically was, if you'd have been watching it and knowing that, it's like you knew I was going to last locate these items because the one item I want before I go there is not going to happen. So
I just gotta cut you off for a second
Yep.
because Technolink has just finished. He comes in 10th place with a time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. So get your GGs in chat for Technolink.
GG's Techno.
I do want to mention we had our 8th place finisher was AK Drizzt with a time of 1:54.45. And our 9th place finisher was Justin Z with a time of 1:57.48. Techno says, yeah, I'll come for an interview. Give me a second to catch my breath.
Yeah, this was a fun change of pace because I suspect like a lot of people in the league, I've been grinding a lot of entrance cross-world Sanity seeds, and
Yeah.
This was nice. It was nice not to just be totally sort of mentally frustrated, not knowing where to go. It was more of a physical challenge this time. So
Yeah, for sure.
the other thing is, I don't know why, but I thought Meyer was a crystal when I went over there that way too. Like I don't know why I thought like there's every dungeon's a crystal. It's all dungeons. It's just the way I play sometimes. But I started to go into Meyer, and then I was like, wait, what on earth am I doing? That's the green pendant. I don't want to go in there if I can. But it would be interesting. I mean, obviously, Salty and Bonta, the two runners that finished the quickest in the seed, are superior runners. But it would be interesting to watch their routes back and see what they did differently. Because, I mean, I'm not sure I had 15 minutes worth of deaths in my route. I probably had maybe 6 or 7 minutes worth of deaths.
Yeah, Salty Fry, actually, he was in chat earlier. He said he never hit OHKO at all.
Yeah, I buy that. I've had a few of these where I never did. I can imagine it. If you had the hint about the bow and you get the glove out of Eastern, or you do them in the other way around, like if you'd, I mean, I guess it was a hard sell going into Eastern after finding the hammer that you knew was kind of leading to the glove or whatever you're looking for on Death Mountain. Kudos to anyone who's got the sort of thoroughness to go through with that play. I guess it's even a gamble within itself to go into Eastern after finding the hammer like that there.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't blame anyone for just noping out, because that opens up all kinds of stuff, right, on East Death Mountain, and I don't know what else, but...
I mean, I considered going up the mountain before going to Sastrala more than I considered going into Eastern.
And, okay, it looks like Technolink is in the waiting room, so he should be with us shortly. And we're joined by Technolink. GG's.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that seed?
I'm not sure if I want to play this kind of seed again.
Yeah. You got through it.
Yeah, I was really happy with the 8 minutes to spare going down to Big Key.
Yeah, the seed was it was definitely uh, not very generous in the early part. Like a few you hit OHKO pretty early, but giving you a couple of clocks right along with that big key was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was the one redeeming feature of this seed, I would say. But like every time I got a clock, I was like, okay, is there a dungeon that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking damage in? Ice Palace, let's go. It's the reason why I flew away from there.
Yeah,
Skull Woods, let's go. Because
yeah. Frostbite did the same thing with Ice Palace. We were like, why is he going to Ice Palace right now? Like he's pretty much in go mode, but they were like, you know what? He probably wants to get it out of the way before he's OHKO.
yeah, and that's the beauty of the cape and having half magic cape and Cane of Burna, so you can actually just hang in there for as long as you can. And there are a few dungeons where you can actually use it, like during the Cold Star fights, during the desert fights, pretty much everywhere where you don't need an.
Yeah, definitely. Like, she had half magic Cane and Burna cape. The bug net was pretty easily available, along with 3 or 4 bottles. So definitely lots of safeties, even if there wasn't much in the way of clocks.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the clocks are mostly in Palace of Darkness and Hookshot Cave. I was really afraid of that. That was also why I ran into the hole at the start of Turtle Rock. It was like,
Well, we know
if
there
I'm
was
in,
one on Lumberjack Cave, and there was one on the pedestal. So
yeah,
those were 2 that no one was going to get.
yeah, exactly.
I think there was one in Hookshot Cave too.
But
I think there was
Hookshot
2.
Cave is literally if you die there, then you go all the way back to Mountain.
Well, see, I know the secret of one Kahoke. I'll let you on it. The powder and the bug net means that you don't die because the fairy revives you. So I was stocked up 3-4 fairies the whole game. So I decided, oh, I'm gonna go into Hookshot Cave, even if I have to burn a fairy to get out of Hookshot Cave. I'm still gonna be able to regain that fairy in the first few rooms in Turtle Rock. So I was really sort of routing around the fairy revivals at the end of the game. So. Because I never really used the cane or the cape that often. I just sort of went with it and figured if I get hit, I just knew how many times I could get hit and get revived.
Well, if I knew that Hookshot Cave actually had a few things, then I could have done Turtle Rock a lot faster.
Yeah, it ended up having at least one clock, so you could just jump out of it anyways. It was lucky, but yeah, I thought about not going into it too, but I just figured there were so few clocks. There had to be some somewhere, and that's sort of why I checked Laser Bridge too. I wasn't really looking for the sword I found. I was looking for a silly clock.
Same here. Yeah, but I remember last night we had also one of these types of seeds, and then we had to do, I believe, hammer Trinex with ice everywhere. So that was also a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm now looking at Terra Enigma, but how long has he been stuck there at Skullwoods?
He's been in here for a while. He had a lot of trouble with Trinex. I think he was working on Trinex for 10-15 minutes, and now he's been working on Skull Woods for a while.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So luckily after this, he only has Desert Palace left, but unfortunately he does still not have those boots, so he's got to get back to Pod.
Yeah, were the boots actually required for Desert? I forgot.
Yes, they were.
But yeah, because the key was on. Oh boy. Well, he's going to be at this for a while, that's for certain. Because he needs to find Pod, he needs to. I assume he has already cleared Eastern?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he just has Skull Woods and Desert left.
Yeah, I assume your only option at this point is, if you have half magic, is to go to the witches and get 4 green potions and just go for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That at the very least was my plan every time because I didn't realize the ferry strat. I thought I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, no, I that was my plan until I found the powder too. It's just I'm gonna, I luckily I had time when I went through Skullwoods, but I didn't right before I went there, and that was my strategy. If I hadn't had it, I was gonna flute to the witch and fill all my pots up with green and just ride the cape, or not the cape, the Cane of Burna through the whole fight. So lag
Yeah.
that thing up.
Both work, I guess. I mean, if you have half magic, then the cape is also pretty good.
Yeah, I just personally, because the cape makes you invincible, I tend to find I lose myself a little bit. But yeah, with I mean, if I only had it, it would have been fine. But no, it was interesting. It was like, okay, here's all the safeties you need in this seed because we're gonna make sure you run out of time at some point in a bad spot.
But yeah, I'm also getting the feeling that because of the timer, you're playing a lot more careful and you're playing a lot more aggressive while you still have the timer. And as a result, you actually play.
Yeah, for sure. You go different places, right? Because you're not, you know, it'd be interesting if you could like pause your timer if you didn't want it to run, or if you could put yourself into OHKO mode and save your time. You know what I mean? Because I can remember, it's like, great, I'm going to be walking over up and checking Zora and Catfish, and it's going to cost me 2 minutes of my silly timer, right? So.
And then you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at that point, you just wonder if you just don't save and quit before and then reset to get your time back.
Yeah, I like I said to the guys, I decided I wasn't going to do any hard resets. I was just going to run it through. But there was definitely a couple times that checking Zora. I mean, I think he had a bottle, so it was kind of nice. But it would have been better for me to just hard reset out of that, save the 3 minutes, and go on. But I decided I wasn't going to do that in this one. Just try and see what it would be like. Because the last few I did a lot of hard resets, and it prevented me from even entering the mode. So.
Yeah, there were a few places where you can actually leave the clock, I guess. K45 was one where I was considering leaving for later.
Yeah.
It's a relatively fast pickup. You go to Link's house, go Dark World, pick it up.
No, that's a good idea too. It's like, oh, I gotta go do Skullwoods now, let's go get that clock and go there. I never really thought about that, but you're right, if you do see one in a sort of, you know, even a somewhat out of the way, it might be not a terrible idea to leave it if you think you might need it later on. Yeah, I really would like to know how the logic works on that, because it's interesting that, like, those two are glued to the big key like that, because that would have been a big nightmare if those two hadn't have been there for, I think, most people in this race going up GT.
Or even worse, you get the big key, get hit by one of those dudes, and
And don't get it, yeah. Yeah, but I think I saw I took 7 deaths overall, which I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I think I took it 15-ish.
It's not bad. Have you run many of these, Techno, or?
This is my first.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's not a bad time you got, Techno, since this is your first time.
Yeah.
First time one hit KO times, but not first time running, of course.
Oh,
Well,
okay, yeah.
It is quite interesting how the strategy works, I assume, because of the fact that you really, like I said, you really want to save some time for both Skullwoods and Ice Palace. If you don't save for Ice Palace, you're not going to get the bomb jump back. Yeah. But
So
yeah.
otherwise, guys, how did you feel about the whole seed in general?
Send help, please.
Well, I can say like this, I'm happy that I didn't run this seed.
Yeah, I think it would have been just as bad for me if it hadn't have been OHKO, because the myth still would have been the last spot I checked in the game, so...
Oh, you too. It was literally in, I believe, the first chest of No, the second chest
It was
of
the
Easter.
second chest, I think. No, it was the third chest, but it's still
Yeah,
tier 1.
third chest. Easier palette.
Yeah, it's just like the other glove. The other glove was, I believe, on Death Mountain, right? In Paradox Cave. Was that?
Yeah, it was with Hammer, I believe. There.
Well, the
I believe
hammer
you
was
got-
in the hammer was in Sasha's closet.
Was it Hammer and Sash? Yeah.
The other glove was in the Kakariko well.
Yeah, Kakariko. Yeah, you got
Oh,
it
it
with
was
something.
Moon Pearl that was up on Death Mountain. Then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like I had the glove and the hammer, and I read the seed perfectly, and it's like, oh, so the Moon Pearl's going to be on Death Mountain, and then I'll go get my next glove, and then boom, nothing can happen. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys calming this race. It's an interesting mode, but I got to step out. GG again, Techno. GG to Salty for winning the race, and thanks for putting me on the restream again.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Frostbite, for participating and racing, and GG's.
Yeah, same goes to you. I'm also going to be leaving. Again, thanks for the commentating. Always fun. And yeah, again, thanks for.
Techno, thank you so much as well for participating in GG's, man.
GG. And have a very pleasant evening.
You too, man. Well, yeah, guys, there's a special feature here on the Speed Gaming Super Mario RPG Randomizer Showcase race that will be on the channel. Let's see if I can. In 2.5 hours at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. I don't know all the time zones, but at least 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's very interesting to have a Super Mario, but it's going to be 4 p.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Central European Time. So don't miss out on the Super Mario RPG Randomizer Showcase race.
Alright, so unfortunately we are nearing the end of the time slot for this show, so we are going to have to wrap things up fairly soon. If you do want to continue watching Terranigma as he tries to get through this seed, we do have a link in the chat here. So you can follow him and cheer him on. And of course, follow all our other runners as well: S Diesel, Frostbite 3030, and Technolink. As well, shout outs to our trackers, Pro Z Boy and Relin Tankier. I hope I said that right. And of course, my co-com Nielsen Alex 92, and I've been Etienne. Alex, did you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
The final thoughts will be: I will never race in one of these.
Yeah, it's not something you do very often. That's for sure.
Well, thank you, ETM, for being the other co-commentator today, and to the people I've been watching, have a pleasant evening.
Yeah, later, everyone.